Mobile esports are getting big. Games like Mobile Legends and PUBG Mobile are beginning to compete with mainstream esports. However, the biggest market for mobile esports is in Southeast Asia, and most efforts to break into Western regions have been widely rebuffed. Riot Games provided support to North American and European Wild Rift esports, but quickly pulled support after viewership numbers failed to meet their expectations. But one game has slowly been developing a competitive scene over the last 4 years and is starting to take root. A 3v3 top-down hero shooter / MOBA, this game is taking the world by storm. This is Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars is developed and published by Supercell, the company behind Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. The game soft launched in Canada on June 15, 2017 as Supercell's take on a MOBA. Unlike their previous titles, Brawl Stars didn't rely on the tried and tested Clash of Clans IP, opting instead to create new and exciting characters. When the game first released, there were 4 playable modes: Bounty, which is basically team deathmatch; Heist, a version of attack and defend; Smash and Grab, which was later renamed to Gem Grab, where your team basically has to collect gems; and Showdown, the game's battle royale mode. Because Brawl Stars released during the fever pitch of battle royales, PUBG, Fortnite, etc., it brought in a ton of curious players and helped build a sturdy player base during the initial months of the game's release. Throughout the soft launch, Supercell focused on player experience, implementing feedback from the community. While they tweaked typical things like character balance and map design, they also made some bigger changes, like switching from being played in portrait mode to landscape mode, and a global speed increase for every character in the game to up the overall pace of matches. This willingness to drastically change how the game functioned was a sign that Brawl Stars was in good hands. For beginners, Brawl Stars is pretty easy to pick up and learn, even for those who are not as experienced at playing games on their phone or tablet. Moving and attacking are the only actions that the player needs to focus on, with aiming attacks being the hardest part of the game. To help beginners and to make the game more accessible, the game also has an auto-aim feature, helping to bridge the gap for players who might have been put off by the difficult learning curve of other games like Wild Rift and Mobile Legends. Frank Kienberg, the game lead for Brawl Stars, said in an interview with Red Bull, quote, "We focused on mobile from the start. From the controls and UI to things like file size. Our focus was on retaining a lot of depth while stripping away all the fluff. Most game modes in Brawl Stars only take 2 to 4 minutes to complete a round, which is much more accessible than the 15 to 20 minute rounds of mainstream MOBAs like Mobile Legends and Wild Rift." When the game fully released on December 12, 2018, Supercell's focus on player experience proved worthwhile, as Brawl Stars earned $63 million in its first month and welcomed more than 87 million unique players after just 4 months. With so much momentum and so many players, the obvious next step was to invest in a competitive scene. After all, Brawl Stars is a MOBA. On August 13, 2019, Supercell officially announced its plans to sponsor a professional circuit with the 2019 Brawl Stars World Championships, which would take place in South Korea and feature a $250,000 prize pool. However, with the announcement coming more than halfway through the year, players had to move quickly. The condensed qualification process for the tournament consisted of a few qualifying rounds, with the top teams from each region punching their ticket to the World Finals in Korea. The 8-team finals, which Nova Esports EU ended up winning, was broadcasted to an average viewership of 30,000 fans, with a peak of 93,000.
And it looks like that is going to be the victory. Nova Esports first ever Brawl Stars World Champion.
For comparison, Horizon Cup 2021, Riot's first World Championship for Wild Rift, only hit a peak of 62,000 viewers. Not bad for a first international championship.
Heading into 2020,
Supercell had a full year to develop their competitive scene. They started by implementing championship challenges, which were 72-hour in-game events in which teams were challenged to earn 15 wins before losing 3 times. If they managed to accomplish this feat, they would be allowed to participate in one of the monthly qualifiers. Since the championship challenges were an in-game event, players weren't forced to seek out third-party websites or register on the Supercell website, meaning that tons of people, including those who don't typically follow esports, could try their hand at the challenge, giving everyone an equal opportunity to compete while helping to grow the budding community. Riot could take some notes. When all was said and done, 16 of the best teams were on their way to the finals in 2020. These teams would compete for a $1 million prize pool in 2020 and in 2021, with the latter being partially contributed to through crowdfunding with special in-game offers. On top of this, Supercell began an official partnership with ESL to help run and broadcast monthly regionals, and also sought out some big-name orgs to help legitimize the game, namely the French football club Paris Saint-Germain. On July 5th, 2019, Supercell announced an official partnership with PSG. Manuel Langegger, the marketing manager of Supercell in Europe, said, quote, "We are delighted to associate our brand with Paris Saint-Germain, a leader in the sports world and innovator in the esports scene." Together, the two organizations put together the Brawl Stars Ball Cup, a tournament where the finals would take place at Parc des Princes, PSG's home stadium, before an official match for the football club themselves. PSG Esports ended up winning the whole thing, and while it was nothing more than an exhibition match, the Ball Cup was a great opportunity to showcase the game to a new audience. With top-tier prize pools and awesome media promotion highlighting players from around the world, it's clear that Supercell understands how to run an esports circuit. The 2021 World Championships had 120,000 average viewers with a peak of 172,000 viewers, doubling their peak and quadrupling their average to numbers that can rival some of the biggest games on PC and console. Supercell expanded the championship circuit yet again by announcing a mid-season invitational, higher prize pools for monthly finals, more support for grassroots events, and new formats for the monthly qualifiers, namely double elimination brackets and a pick and ban phase. The finals, which took place at Disneyland Paris, sold out within 6 hours, and online, the event peaked at 394,939,000 concurrent viewers, doubling the previous year's peak yet again. 2022 was also the year that Zeta Division started building a Brawl Stars dynasty, with sister teams Zeta Division 1 and 0 winning the mid-season invitational and the World Championship respectively.
Zeta Division 0 are your 2022 Brawl Stars World Champions!
Right now, basically any tournament with Zeta Division in them, adding to the organization's dominance in East Asia as they won the 2021 World Championship as well. For now, any tournament that has Zeta Division entered are the clear favorites, and every pro team is looking to dethrone them. Going into the 2023 season, there are more eyes than ever on Brawl Stars' competitive scene. There have been further divisions of various regions, making it easier for people to compete online. There's more money being pumped into tournaments, with the World Finals having a minimum of $750,000, and tons of top-tier organizations are taking interest. Na'Vi and SK Gaming have their own sponsored teams, and Supercell understands what it takes to promote a healthy esports scene. Ultimately, even if Brawl Stars doesn't reach the same heights as other titles like Mobile Legends, it's still a fun game that has shown that there are better ways to make a mobile MOBA game. As long as Supercell continues down the same path they're on, it's not hard to see Brawl Stars sticking around for a long time to come. What are your thoughts on Brawl Stars? Did you know that the esports scene was so big? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
This video is made possible thanks to our wonderful patrons. Massive thank you to everyone on this list, and shout out to B, Cloud, Foxy, Kiaustic, Shampoo, Spartacus, and Yashichi for being Platinum supporters. And an extra special shout out to Marco and Steph for being our Diamond supporters. We really appreciate your continued support. If you want to talk to us, check out our Discord. If you want to support our channel and get info on unreleased videos, check out our Patreon. If you want to help us out in a different way, leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting the bell to stay up to date is also appreciated. My name is Jonah. Thanks for watching.